Welcome to the Travel Robot YouTube channel. Also, make sure to hit that subscribe button and notification bell to be notified every time we post. Atlanta is the capital and most populous city of the U.S. state of Georgia. It lies primarily within Fulton County, with about 10% of the city lying within neighboring DeKalb County. With a population of 498,715 living within the city limits, it is the 8th most populous city in the Southeast and 38th most populous city in the United States, according to the 2020 U.S. Census. It is the core of the much larger Atlanta metropolitan area, which is home to more than 6.1 million people, making it the 8th largest metropolitan area in the United States. Atlanta was originally founded as the terminus of a major state-sponsored railroad, but it soon became the convergence point among several railroads, spurring its rapid growth. The largest was the Western and Atlantic Railroad, from which the name Atlanta is derived, signifying the city's growing reputation as a major hub of transportation. During the American Civil War, it served a strategically important role for the Confederacy until it was captured in 1864. The city was almost entirely burned to the ground during General William T. Sherman's March to the Sea. However, the city rebounded dramatically in the post-war period and quickly became a national industrial center and the unofficial capital of the New South. After World War II, it also became a manufacturing and technology hub. In the modern era, Atlanta has stayed true to its reputation as a major center of transportation, with Hartsfield-Jackson Atlanta International Airport becoming the world's busiest airport by passenger traffic in 1998. With a gross domestic product of $406 billion, Atlanta has the 10th largest economy of cities in the U.S. and the 20th largest in the world. Its economy is considered diverse, with dominant sectors in industries including transportation, aerospace, logistics, healthcare, news and media operations, film and television production, information technology, finance, and biomedical research, and public policy. The gentrification of some of its neighborhoods, initially spurred by the 1996 Summer Olympics, has intensified in the 21st century with the growth of the Atlanta Beltline. 1. Martin Luther King Jr. National Historic Site. The Martin Luther King Jr. National Historical Park covers about 35 acres and includes several sites in Atlanta, Georgia related to the life and work of civil rights leader Martin Luther King Jr. Within the park is his boyhood home, and Ebenezer Baptist Church, the church where King was baptized in both he and his father, Martin Luther King Sr. These places, critical to the interpretation of the life of Martin Luther King Jr. and his legacy as a leader of the American Civil Rights Movement, were originally included in the National Historic Site or National Historic Landmark listings first established on October 10, 1980. In total, the buildings included in the site make up 35 acres, 0.14 square kilometers. The Visitor Center contains a museum that chronicles the American Civil Rights Movement and the path of Martin Luther King Jr. The King Center for Nonviolent Social Change includes the burial place of King and his wife, activist Coretta Scott King. An 1894 firehouse, Fire Station No. 6, served the Sweet Auburn community until 1991 and now contains a gift shop and an exhibit on desegregation in the Atlanta Fire Department. 2. Fox Theater. The city's turn-of-the-century movie palace is now home to Broadway tour stops, top-billed bands, and comedy headliners. The Fox Theater is the place in the ATL to catch everything from the B-52s and Chelsea Handler to a summer movie series sponsored by Atlanta's most famous local band and the schedule of Broadway Across America touring shows. 3. Piedmont Park. Piedmont Park is an urban park in Atlanta, Georgia, located about 1 mile northeast of downtown, between the Midtown and Virginia Highland neighborhoods. Originally, the land was owned by Dr. Benjamin Walker, who used it as his out-of-town gentleman's farm and residence. He sold the land in 1887 to the Gentlemen's Driving Club, which wanted to establish an exclusive club and racing ground for horse enthusiasts. Atlanta's answer to Central Park, Piedmont Park is a haven for joggers, box players, and picnic lovers. With flourishing greenery, rippling waters, and bustling wildlife, it's a world away from the concrete metropolis of the city. 4. Georgia Aquarium. Georgia Aquarium is a public aquarium in Atlanta, Georgia, United States. It exhibits hundreds of species and thousands of animals across its 7 major galleries, all of which reside in more than 11 million US gallons of water. It was the largest aquarium in the world from its opening in 2005 until 2012, when it was surpassed by the Sea Aquarium in Singapore and the Chimelong Ocean Kingdom in China. The Georgia Aquarium remains the largest aquarium in the United States. The aquarium's notable specimens include whale sharks, beluga whales, California sea lions, bottlenose dolphins, manta rays, sea otters, and tiger sharks. November 2001, Bernard Marcus announced his vision of presenting Atlanta with an aquarium that would encourage both education and economic growth. 5. Atlanta Beltline. The Atlanta Beltline, also Beltline or Beltline, is a 22 miles open and planned loop of multi-use trail and light rail transit system on a former railway corridor around the core of Atlanta, Georgia. The Atlanta Beltline is designed to reconnect neighborhoods and communities historically divided and marginalized by infrastructure, improve transportation, add green space, promote redevelopment, create and preserve affordable housing, and showcase arts and culture. The project is in varying stages of development, with several mainline and spur trails complete and others in an unpaved but likable state. A former railway corridor around the core of Atlanta has been revitalized into a vibrant multi-use path lined with art, native plants, and attractions. While not all sections are paved yet, the loop is fully accessible. 6. Fernbank Museum of Natural History. Fernbank Museum of Natural History in Atlanta, Georgia, is a museum that presents exhibitions and programming about natural history. Fernbank Museum has many permanent exhibitions and regularly hosts temporary exhibitions in its expansive facility, designed by Graham Gund Architects. Giants of the Mesozoic, on display in the atrium of Fernbank Museum, features a 123-foot-long Argentinosaurus, the largest dinosaur ever classified, as well as a Giganotosaurus. The permanent exhibition, I'll Walk Through Time in Georgia, tells the twofold story of Georgia's natural history and the development of the planet. The award's NatureQuest has won include the 2012 Theo Award for Outstanding Achievement for a Museum Exhibit and the 2011 Bronze Award for Best Museum Environment from Event Design. 7. High Museum of Art. The High Museum of Art, colloquially the High, is the largest museum for visual art in the southeastern United States. Located in Atlanta, Georgia, the High displays international exhibitions alongside its comprehensive collection of more than 18,000 works of art, and is especially known for its 19th and 20th century American fine and decorative arts, folk and self-taught art, African art, European art, modern and contemporary art, and photography. A community center since 1905, it hosts festivals, live performances, public conversations, independent art films, and educational programs year-round. The museum was founded in 1905 as the Atlanta Art Association. In 1926, the High family, for whom the museum is named, donated their family home on Peachtree Street to house the collection following a series of exhibitions involving the Grand Central Art Galleries organized by Atlanta collector J.J. Haverty. 8. Ponce City Market. Ponce City Market is a mixed-use development located in a former Sears catalog facility in Atlanta, with national and local retail anchors, restaurants, a food hall, boutiques and offices, and residential units. It is located adjacent to the intersection of the Belt Lane with Ponce de Leon Avenue in the Old Fourth Ward near Virginia Highland. The 2.1 million square foot building, one of the largest by volume in the Southeast United States, was used by Sears, Roebuck & Co. from 1926 to 1987 and later by the City of Atlanta as City Hall East. The building's lot covers 16 acres. Ponce City Market officially opened on August 25, 2014. 9. Center for Civil and Human Rights. The National Center for Civil and Human Rights is a museum dedicated to the achievements of the civil rights movement in the United States and the broader worldwide human rights movement. Evelyn Lowery, the wife of Joseph Lowery, Joannetta Abernethy, the widow of Ralph David Abernethy, former Atlanta Mayor Andrew Young, and the late House Representative John Lewis initially conceived the concept of the center. They were part of the movement to grant civil rights to African Americans during the 1960s. Lowery met with Mayor Shirley Franklin in 2001. who was warm to the concept of a museum honoring Atlanta's civil rights history, but due to more pressing issues with the city's finances, the mayor was unable to help much. 10. Atlanta Botanical Garden. The Atlanta Botanical Garden is 30-acre, 12 hectares, botanical garden located adjacent to Piedmont Park in Midtown Atlanta, Georgia, United States. Incorporated in 1976, the garden's mission is to develop and maintain plant collections for display, education. The garden incorporated the pre-existing Dr. A. Leslie Stephen's Memorial Bonsai Garden, now known as the Japanese Garden. Within a year, Bill Warner, previously employed at Holden Arboretum, was assigned office as the first executive director. He was soon followed by Anne L. Crammond in 1979. The following year marked a turning point in the history of the garden as a 50-year lease was negotiated with the city, securing the site of the garden for years to come. Thanks for watching. We hope you enjoyed our latest video and that it gave you some inspiration for your next adventure. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more travel tips, guides, and recommendations. And if you have any suggestions or requests for future videos, let us know in the comments below. Safe travels, and we'll see you on our next adventure.